The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by Inked Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com. All Geek'd Up is brought to you by the Inked Geek Studios t-shirt. Get yours today at tiny.cc/igswag. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to All Geeked Up. I am your host, Nate, and I am joined, as always, by Brandon.
Hey, I was going to do the intro, but hey.
Oh, were you?
That's okay.
We can start again. Hold on.
Next time.
Hold on.
No. Keep going. The moment has passed. I had it all written down and everything, but it's fine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, no, hold on.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Hold on.
I can't.
Hold on.
I was going to bring my guitar
I can do
and
this.
everything.
Hold on. Ready?
No, I don't want to do it. I can't do it
2,
now. It's too late.
Hold on.
I can't do it. Well, now the mood is gone. I'm totally not in the mood anymore. Well, now it's just silly. I had a serious tone, and now I've got a smirk on my face. I can't do it now. I have to do it next time.
All right.
So I have two intros in mind. One written down.
Was it pertinent to like something that's happened?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, well.
No. Here it is. You can read it.
Oh, well, see, that's pertinent to right now.
Friday night.
Yeah. Fog rolls.
That's right. I know.
All right. Well, you didn't say anything.
Next time I'm bringing my guitar.
All right.
I have a plan.
You do?
Yep. I have another one written.
Written, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a singing intro?
No? Well, it's a rappy kind of intro. Anyway.
It's
Friday night. We're live on Twitch.
We are.
It's all geeked up.
It is.
When I say geeked, you say up. Geeked.
Up!
And remember.
See, I was going to go with it loud that time because usually you go loud and I go quiet.
Right. When I say geeked, you say up. Geeked.
Up.
Geeked.
That's enough.
Geeked. Anyway, speaking of geek news, we have lots of stuff to talk about.
Okay,
lots of stuff to talk about.
So we do. It was a huge week. So I was going back and I was listening to some.
It was a huge week, like when you poop one of those hard ones and it really hurts coming out.
Jesus. Okay, so you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this connection, but I hear it.
It was electric, Corey.
If you go back and you hear it, you'll see it too. When I go back and listen to our banter at the beginning, you know what we sound like? We sound like the New Day.
Today?
No, like in general,
always.
like we have that like ridiculous back and forth banter where we just play off each other. It's very like New Day promo.
And that's a bad thing?
Well, no, it's great because the New Day rocks.
Why am I already hot?
New.
What the fuck
Day
is going
rocks. New Day rocks.
I need a trumpet.
I can get trumpet sounds for the bumper.
Oh my God. So the first question from the chat room is from Captain Temerity himself. Nate, would you like to read it? I'll read it. So Nate.
From Captain Emerty.
Captain Emerty.
Captain Emerty.
I said it right. Where's my BJ? So Nate, you're seriously going for an 8 instead of an X or a 10? Officially a 10. Skip the 9.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Well,
should we preface this by saying that this week Apple had its big release?
It's not just this. Well, the release is next week. This is the foreplay.
You know what I mean.
I
know what I mean.
do.
They know what I mean.
So on Tuesday, Apple announced the Series 3 Apple Watch with built-in LTE, which is super exciting. An improved heart rate sensor, along with announcing the next level or the next release. I forget the number, but the next release of Watch OS, and it's coming with a lot of really cool functionality. The biggest thing being LTE in the watch. Your watch can function separate from your phone. It ties in with the same number as your phone, but the cool thing about that is if you leave your phone somewhere, like, you know, like we do often when we're here, like when we're getting ready to prep the show, like an hour beforehand, we'll like run out and grab coffee, or we'll do a quick trip to Walmart or something like that. If we're in that rush and I happen to forget my wallet, as long as I've got my AirPods and as long as I've got my watch, then I can receive a call on my watch. The watch is completely LTE connected, and I'm super excited about that. I should have mine next Friday. There's no show next Friday, so I'll be able to talk about it the following Friday.
I will buy mine when my watch wears out and I need a new one.
The other thing that they announced is the Apple TV 4K, which is super cool. So I mean, the thing about Apple, and this is something as an Apple fanboy that I've kind of come to expect, and as many of them have, Apple rarely does anything new. They take what other people have done and they do it better. And that's the beauty of Apple. It's the beauty of Blizzard. All these big things where they're general. A lot of Android people will say that they're for the casuals or things like that, but they make great products. But anyway, so Apple TV is finally coming out with 4K, which is really cool. Now it's a 4K streaming device. It comes in a little high. It comes in at $180 for the 32 gig model, $200 for the 64 gig model. So it is on the high end for streaming devices, but it's Apple, so you have to expect that. So I have no problem with that whatsoever. The thing that I find to be really cool, and I actually didn't hear this because I was on my way. I was on my way to work when I was watching the press conference on Tuesday, and Corey had pointed out to me in a comment on Facebook when I was kind of posting my excitement of the announcements that what they announced was that anything that you own with the studios they've made agreements with, which are basically all of them but Disney, so Disney will fall on board soon here, I would imagine. Anything that you own on iTunes, you get a free upgrade to 4K. So unlike every other service, or unlike owning it physically where you'd have to go out and rebuy that media, if you own it on iTunes, you get a free 4K upgrade. On top of that, from that point going forward, anything that you buy on iTunes, whether it be 1080p or 4K, is the same price. There is no price hike for 4K, which is unheard of across any other line. So I think that's pretty impressive that Apple was able to pull that out.
It's a nice thing to have, for sure. That's all the input I have, because I don't have an Apple TV. I have a Fire TV. I have a Roku. I have a Chromecast. All my other devices are Apple. But not a TV.
Nope. So then we get into the other announcements. So, and what was the big one is the iPhone 8, the successor to the iPhone 7. We didn't get an S this time, which is interesting. So we got an iPhone 8. It's essentially a 7. It's not. I mean, on the surface, it's not a massive upgrade. Usually with Apple, it's every other year, but that's why Apple, AT&T, Verizon, all the major companies, they give you the yearly upgrade ability. You pay monthly installments as opposed to a contract. You can get the new phone every year. Your bill doesn't go up or down. It just kind of stays where it is. So it's great for those of us that kind of like to I'm one of those people, as are many other Apple fanboys, that we already know we're going to upgrade on launch day before we even know what's in the phone. Like, we just go into the press conference knowing we're going to get the new phone. So we got the Apple 8, the Apple 8 Plus. It's the A11 Bionic chip as opposed to the A10. I forget the code name for the A10 chip. It's like 3 times faster than the A10. Right now, the 8, the 8 Plus, and then the X are the fastest benchmarking phones on the network. Even the Galaxy S8 or the Note 8, whatever one just came out today, because Samsung dropped a phone today as well.
But nobody cares.
Whatever one came out today, the 8 already benchmarks better than that. So the 8, both 8s next Friday, and then the X on November 3rd are going to launch as the fastest iPhones on the market, which, again, as an Apple fan, is cool to hear. You've got your 12 megapixel camera on all 3 of them. On your Plus and your X, you've got your telephoto lens, and all your optical stabilization for zoom, things like that. So all your different features. All 3 phones are offered in a 64 gig and 256 gig model. So gone are the days of 16 and 32, and even 128 is kind of out the door, which is cool because I was looking at it, and I was actually looking at my phone because I currently have a 7, and I was looking at the data, and I'm at like 10% free space.
Yeah, as am I. I think it's funny, though. I hear a lot of people talking about that, and where native hard drive space has grown, a lot of people are saying, well, we don't need it because everything is in the cloud. But I find that to be completely untrue in my case and yours. My phone is full.
Right.
And so is yours.
So is mine, yeah. Well, for me, it's kids, pictures, things like that. Also, iMessages. Like I have my iMessages, so they save forever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like that's where a bulk of my I was looking when I looked at my data. I have 137 gigs of iMessage.
Right. So for the time that you and I have been hanging out, that is one long continuous thing on my phone. Raul and I have years of threads,
right,
and podcasts and downloaded music from Spotify.
Right.
With work, I'm in places that has no signal. So.
Right. So now, really quick, so you have the 8 and the 8 Plus, like I said. So now you have the X. The X is Apple. The X was Apple's, but wait, there's more.
Right.
It is the physically, it's about the size of the standard 8 or 7. However, the screen is larger than the screen of the Plus, and that's because it's got a full screen OLED screen. Gone is the Touch ID or the touch sensor or the home button or anything. That is all gone, replaced with Face ID. I think it looks pretty cool. Other than that, it's the Plus. Yeah. Other than the Face ID and the OLED screen, it's the Plus. Now, when I say it's larger, the screen is 0.2 inches larger than the Plus. So the screen isn't that much bigger. The phone's a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter than the Plus. However, and then Corey, this will probably answer your question. This is why I went the direction that I did. When it comes to, first off, we are in the first year of facial recognition, which means I don't doubt that it's going to work, but it's probably going to have some flaws. The first year that we got Touch ID,
well, even on the review, it didn't work, did it?
Well, okay. See, now people.
No, I haven't actually watched.
Okay,
that,
so here's what happened. You know how when you use Touch ID on your phone?
I do.
Okay. Do you know how like if your phone sits idle for too long, or if your phone restarts, you have to enter your passcode to enable Touch ID? Mm-hmm. That's all that happened. It was not a fail, but everyone wants to flame Apple because they're Apple. That's exactly
the thing
what
about
happened.
Apple is that maybe fucking Face ID or whatever it's called is a new thing. And yeah, maybe it'll be buggy, but it's Apple, so you know that they've worked it out. It's going to work at least most of the time.
Well, my big thing, to directly answer Corey's question, my big thing, because for those that don't know, and if you don't know me personally, you wouldn't know because I haven't said it yet, I went with a 256 gig 8 Plus. And the reason that I went with that over the X, 2 reasons. One, it's about when you include the cost of the phone and also the cost of Apple Care, because Apple Care on the 8 Plus is $150, Apple Care on the X is $200. And then the phone itself is $200 more expensive. The cases are like $30-$40 more expensive. So ultimately, from the look of either the 8 Plus or the X, I was looking at about an extra $350 to $450 spending.
Right.
To go with the X. Now, that was one big reason, again, because to me, the OLED screen ain't that big of a deal. If I cared about OLED screen, I would have considered Samsung for the last 3 or 4 years because they've had them for a while. They're nothing new.
Well, again, everything else is, it's
identical.
Out there already, but Apple does it better.
Right.
And regardless, the phone has a different interface. While it's a niche thing for Apple, I'm not that interested. Maybe in the next iteration when they have everything ironed out,
right.
There's going to be an S generation.
Exactly.
I usually always go for the S generation. The shit generation.
The shit generation. And that was my big thing. That was because I was talking to you. I was talking to a couple of other friends about it, and that was kind of my driving factor. Was if I get the X, I'm waiting till November 3rd to get it. And that's assuming I get it on launch day. The X is going to be in extremely high demand. We can already tell that by but the fact that you can still go order a 64 gig 8 right now and get it on release day. That's never happened with an iPhone before. You can't get the 256 gig. You can't get the 8 Plus.
No, but I upgraded to a 7 and I still couldn't get the most amount of memory.
Right.
So,
right.
Hard to come by.
But everybody wants the X because it's the new big thing. So let's say I got it 2 weeks out from the launch, right? So then I'm looking at the 17th. That bumps me back about 3.5 months, 2.5, 3 months from September. Okay, so 2 months. I'm a month and a half, 2 months. I'm losing track of when November is. I can't believe it's already almost the end of September. From my renewal date. So they're not going to do the 6-week pushback next year. Next year, they're going to release all the phones in September.
Right.
So if I wait and do my yearly renewal in November, it's going to fuck up my yearly renewal in September. And I don't want, I mean, that's kind of, that's one of the big things about September. September is new, February, March is new iPad. September is new iPhone.
Right.
Like, that's the Apple cycle. So I don't want to wait a month and a half now and get the X in November and then have to wait till November again next year. Whereas now I can get the 8 Plus, I can enjoy the better camera, I can enjoy the faster processor, I can enjoy iOS 11, which comes out Tuesday to its fullest extent. And then I can get whatever the X2 or whatever they call it next September when they announce that next line of phones.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool. Corey, I hope that answers your question. Other than that...
if it doesn't answer your question, you're fucking stupid because damn.
But it's Corey. We know Corey's not stupid.
No, we don't. We know he's a genius.
The other things that were kind of announced again, there was the X. They also announced the AirPad, which is a wireless charging pad, which is nothing new. I know, and it's QI tech, which is cool. It's QI, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's QI. Apple's using the same, technologically accepted wireless charging standard, which is surprising for them.
You know what I was most excited to find out about that I didn't realize?
What's that?
That the AirPods are wirelessly chargeable? Did not know that.
Yes. So the cool thing about that, and this is the thing about the AirPad that's awesome, it's not coming out till next spring, late winter, early spring. But here's what's cool about the AirPod, the AirPad. The AirPad will be the first wireless charging pad on the market that allows you to charge more than one device at once, which means I can have it right there next to my keyboard. I can get home, I can put my phone, my watch, and my AirPods, and everything just charges.
Right.
And I'm super excited for that.
Now I wonder about the people who are sneaky that always keep their phones face down and shit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna want to charge their phones face up.
You know
so
the trick to that?
Lock your phone.
Get a watch. Because if you have your Apple Watch, your notifications go on your watch and your phone doesn't light up. Or just turn notifications off.
Right. Those people are
sneaky. Or don't be a sneaky bastard.
Don't be sneaky. What was I going to say about the QI technology? Oh, so the 8.
The 8.
Not the 10, but the 8.
The 8.
Does that have wireless capability?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah, the 8, the 8 Plus, and the X. Again, the phones are identical other than the screen and the Face ID.
Now, that works through a case, yes?
Particular cases, yes. But I'm going to get the silicone case so I match my iPads, and that one, it does work.
It does.
So, yeah.
Is there a particular material, like if I put an OtterBox on?
As far as I've read, there's nothing that says they can't. I think metal interferes, which is why they went back to a glass back on the phone as opposed to the aluminum backing. Right. Because I think metal interferes. But everything else, I would assume, as long as it's not overly thick, it will proceed just fine. Such is life. As long as it's not too thick, it'll proceed just fine.
I think we should end the show right there. I don't think there's anything more insightful you can say.
Corey, I didn't get that. It was my understanding, because this is the case the AirPods come in, and it was my understanding that this case will just toss on the air. I didn't see that. That was what I saw. I didn't realize. I mean, if you have to buy an extra case, fine, whatever. Again, it's Apple. When Apple kind of charges a little bit extra for their doohickeys, like everyone's freaking out, right? Okay, so we talked about this off air before the show started. So one of the things that Apple introduced recently. Do you by chance know how much that case is? I'm guessing it's probably somewhere between like $50 and $80.
Oh, it's probably that would be my guess. Yeah, watch it be 100.
Oh well, I mean 100 would be surprising, but I mean I wouldn't be. I mean I don't know, but I would say probably reasonably between $50 and $80. Oh, there you go, 70. Look, I was spot there.
Boom.
See? Do I know Apple or what?
Seriously. So that's not bad though. I mean, it's not bad at all. For wireless charging, I would pay that.
Yeah, that's convenience. Oh, okay, yeah. So reportedly, and I think the AirPad's going to be like between like 150 and 200. So.
And that's good anyway because let me have a look at this first. Yours just So you have the same problem that I have.
Yeah.
Where the lint really gets in there.
Yeah, it gets filthy.
I mean, mine gets to a point where it doesn't even like close flushly.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Ibbett was talking about that on TMS this past week about how like he goes in there with like a toothpick and a Q-tip.
Yeah, I've been brushing it out periodically.
The case should be out in December. Well, the AirPad's not coming out until like I said, February, March, April. So I won't need it till then anyway because I'm not gonna buy another wireless charging pad till the AirPad comes out. What was I going to say to you before that? Metal, we were talking about the...
Let's take a second to look at this. Can you see the red forehead right there?
I do.
I carry a lot of stress.
It matches your hair.
I carry a lot of stress, sir.
You do?
Yeah, look at me. I'm just ready to blow.
Look at me.
I'm ready to pop my top.
Are you a raging pimple?
I need to be popped, Nate. Can you pop me?
No, I cannot.
What were you going to say? Metal, plastic,
I don't remember.
temerities?
Temerities.
Temerities.
Oh, I don't remember. Shit. I was gonna go with other things that were kind of. Oh yeah, so iOS 11's coming out. A lot of cool new features. There's a big thing for podcasters. Brandon is impersonating the new red dot on the Apple Watch. I noticed that. I'm wondering what that's for.
The red dot signifies the...
That it's cellular?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the non-cellular ones that are new don't have that.
They don't?
You don't have it? Is that it?
No.
No. You don't have it. Yeah, you don't have it yet. Red forehead.
Yeah, so iOS 11 is coming out. There's a cool new thing for podcasters. So if you are a podcaster and you're listening to this, and you aren't aware yet, so iOS 11 is introducing new features for podcasting. Not only is it going to introduce new features on the listener side, such as the ability to divide up shows between seasons, and you're going to be able to properly put the episode number in the metadata as opposed to just in the show title, which is all really cool. But also from the podcaster end of it, you're going to be able to go on and see stats from iTunes or Apple Podcast. Now, the stats, from what I understand, aren't supposed to be starting until December. But you're going to be able to get to the download accurate stats for everyone that downloads or streams your show off iTunes. And that's whether it's off iTunes or whether it's off something like Overcast or something like that, which pulls its data from iTunes. So that's really cool. Yes, it's just iTunes. So if you are an Android person, it won't get those stats or things like that. Somebody who uses Stitcher or anything on those in that kind of area. However, it is widely known that overall, the majority of podcast downloads come from iTunes. Again, whether it's iTunes proper or whether it's a feed that pulls off iTunes.
Do you actually use your podcast app?
I don't. I use Overcast because I don't like the current podcast app, but I'm excited to try it out in iOS 11.
I'll be excited to try the revamped one, but the current interface for the one they have now, I don't like.
No, I'm not the biggest fan.
I would move closer to the mic, but your monitor is keeping the arm from going further my way. So
That's fine.
yes.
It's okay.
So I do use it here and there for a few.
Yeah.
There's maybe 3 or 4 that I subscribe through that app. But outside of that, yeah, I use the equivalent app that you would use. Not what'd you say?
I use Overcast.
Overcast. I don't use that one. I use Downcast.
Overcast, Downcast, Aroundcast.
Up your bum cast. Temerity cast. Coreycast.
Coreycast.
Corey.
It's very Corey-centric tonight.
So are we done with the Apple?
Yeah, we're down to the core.
Genius. It's gold, Jerry.
Okay.
Gold.
No, okay. I blew that because I blew my load too early.
Oh,
I
that's
did want
too
to talk
bad
about two
because
other
really
things.
that was great.
I know. I want to talk about two other things.
Did you just say I know? What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so the other two things are that okay. So first off, Tim Cook came out to start off
Is
the
he
event.
gay?
Tim Cook is gay.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's the joke, man.
Oh, long week, man. Tim Cook came out on stage to open up the event on Tuesday. It's the first event in the brand new Steve Jobs Theater, and the theater was beautiful. They have their new Apple Park that they're building. There's a visitors center and a one-of-a-kind state-of-the-art Apple store there. That's why I tagged you in a Facebook post saying we have to take a vacation out there.
I saw that.
Yeah,
and I thought, wow, we are super gay.
it is gorgeous.
We'll come out to the Apple Park.
We'll go to the Apple Park.
And come out.
But he also gave a really awesome, heartfelt speech about Steve Jobs' creativity and ingenuity, and how he really was a genius in the field, and how what he gave was not an individual product, but Apple itself. And I mean, Apple, if it wasn't for the iPhone, Androids would just be glorified BlackBerry devices. It is the iPhone that paved the way. Whether or not you love them or hate them, they are the ones that paved the way.
It's true. His minimalist ideals got rid of buttons.
Right. So,
Which I think is what's really hard for people to wrap their minds around with the new phone. No button at all?
No button at all?
One button was bad enough, but now no buttons. What if something fucks up? When things are fucked up, we have to have a button to hit. Where's the little red button? Oh, it's on the watch now. Ha!
So there was an awesome dedication to Steve Jobs, who we lost several years back now at this point. I was really hoping, I don't think it was ever officially Apple. I think somebody had made it. But did you remember when Steve passed away, they had the Apple logo, but instead of the bite out of it, it was the Jobs silhouette. Mm-hmm. It would have been really cool if they had put that up on the screen. But I don't know if that was officially Apple.
They should have put it on the back of the X.
That would have been cool.
I thought you were going to say that they were going to release an iJobs. Steve Jobs Android.
iJobs.
I am iJobs.
That's just disrespectful.
Disrespectful. May I fillet?
So it is the X. Oh yeah, the other thing we didn't mention, they skipped the 9. They pulled the Windows.
Yep.
Windows 8 to Windows 10, Windows or iPhone 8 to iPhone 10.
What is like 9? It's 3, and it's just.
I don't know if it's a coding thing. It could be. I know that was the issue with Windows, is it was a coding thing. So I don't know, but that's. Maybe it's the same idea. Maybe coding for the 9 was a problem. I'm not sure. Somebody smarter than us might have an answer to that. Or maybe it's just because 9 isn't aesthetically pleasing.
Well, when Corey comes back to the chat room, he can tell us.
He certainly can. So we went from the 8 to the 10. I saw one post online. It says, usually when the iPhone comes out, it's good enough and it's powerful enough and it's modern enough to last a year. Mm-hmm. The iPhone 8 lasted 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Daryl, what is going on? Welcome to the chat room.
What up?
But yeah, I think that'll do it about for Apple. I'm excited to get my watch next week. I'm excited to get the 8 Plus on the 29th. So we will report back more when I get those. And we will report back. Look, an Android fanboy in the chat room. We'll report back as far as the workings of the watch, the workings of the new Watch OS, as well as iOS 11, things like that. I'm sure we'll be talking about it for a couple weeks.
We'll be all geeked up about it.
We are.
So I was wondering, because you're fatigued and I'm fatigued.
Yep.
Do we want to have a shorter show so we have more in-between time to gather ourselves? And also... I
mean, we don't have to make it, like, artificially short, but if we're out of stuff to talk about, we don't have to make it artificially long either.
We have one more thing, but it's really not going to, give us a lot.
Okay. Give us a little.
A little.
All right.
A little bit of J.J. Abrams.
Oh, yeah. We have the man responsible for episode 7 coming back for episode 9. I am super fucking pumped. I don't care what anybody else says.
No, I saw a little bit of bitching online, but I think that is fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid.
Because we know that in his hands... Yes, it was. I mean, regardless to the people who are detractors and say
it was episode 4 in HD.
Yeah. Well, it's Star Wars, and Star Wars is what Star Wars does.
It is. Now, here's the thing.
Life is like a
JJ is God.
Falcon.
See, Daryl, we can agree there.
This is where I take solace. I have confidence that JJ will give us a movie that we'll enjoy.
Right.
I might have liked to have seen like Spielberg or James Gunn, just because Gunn does
Spielberg, no.
I don't know.
After Crystal Skulls, Spielberg, no. Spielberg has not done anything notable in the last 15 years.
The Crystal Skull could have been great.
It could have been.
It wasn't. I can see that. Gunn does your contemporary Star Wars now with Guardians, so I think he would have done a good job.
If Nolan did Star Wars, we'd have to bring flashlights to the screen to see the fucking picture. He does everything dark.
Yeah, we'd be depressed.
Yeah, it'd be depressing.
Han would kill everybody.
If Nolan can't do episode 9, we'd never know what happened at the end. It'd be like a spinning lightsaber that would flicker on and off.
What we would see is the lightsaber that fell from the bottom of Bespin.
Right. Here's my thing with Abrams coming back. Okay,
you know what you'd get with Nolan? The Force is strong with you.
Oh, no, you're right in some way, but I would love to see what's his name.
You know what that would end up being?
What's his name? Tom Hardy. I would love to see Tom Hardy in a Star Wars movie.
I would love that, too. Too bad he's already been in a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Not now.
J.J. Abrams has directed both. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Oh, Nemesis was terrible. Anyway, if they did the Bane thing, it would have to be Jar Jar, like, back in a Vader costume. Misa senses much fear in you.
Daryl in the chat room says he's got a Tom Hardy for Tom Hardy, if you know what I'm saying.
Whoa. Zingery-doo.
Is that a Tom Hardy in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Man, that would go so well if I could actually do the Bane voice.
Is that an iPhone X in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? The fire rises.
See, here's the thing about the voice. You have to do certain words. Because if you just do words that don't let that peak come in, it doesn't do Bane.
That's true.
But when you say, like, the fire... Like, the first thing you said didn't work. But once you said the fire rises, it worked. I think you need that peak. You need the eyes. You need, like, the...
You've got to have the eyes.
Yeah, see? Now
The eyes of a Jedi.
Now say dog.
Dog.
Okay, see? But now say... Blunt.
Blunt.
See, there's no real raise in that one.
Blunt.
But say Jedi.
Jedi.
And you said this wasn't going to give us a lot of time.
What's the other quote when he breaks his back about the darkness and all that? I was born to it.
You merely adopted.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was born to it.
What are you, Smeagol?
I don't know. Things got weird. I couldn't quite remember the quote.
So here's my thing. On a serious note, here's my thing about JJ. Right, Episode 7 came out, and we talked about this on Sonics and Sabers probably back like right around shortly after it came out because that was when I don't remember. But anyway, whatever. Episode 7 had to be safe. I enjoyed the prequels. Most of the world didn't.
Episode 7 had to be fan service.
It did.
That's what you needed.
They had to come out molded by it. Thank you, Daryl. They had to come out and they had to say, look, trust us. We can make a Star Wars movie. And that's what they did. They gave us Kylo Ren, who's badass. They gave us Rey, who is getting to be really powerful. Finn, whatever. We'll see what happens to him. He's
All
cool.
I want to see is Dark Side Luke. But I will say, for the detractors, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, you know what one thing they've released is? The AT-ATs. And what did Empire have right in the beginning? AT-ATs.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying.
No, people are gonna bitch. Well, remember we talked about this on Sonics and Sabers a while back when they interviewed Adam Driver, and you didn't know, was he trolling people or was he being serious? He said that I really like the Episode 8 script. It reminds me a lot of Empire. Remember, he was quoted saying that.
Yes.
And we're like, wait a second, is he trolling people or is he serious or what's going on here? But anyway, yeah, so again, back to that. I'm excited for Abrams because I think there was a lot of hand-holding in Episode 7. I think Kathleen Kennedy and Abrams and everybody else involved at Disney and Lucas wanted to make a movie that showed us they could make a Star Wars movie. They played it safe. They colored in the lines.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about coloring in the lines, Kathleen Kennedy is the Vader of the producing universe. Like, she has it on lock.
Right.
And if you don't color within her lines, you're going to go away.
Right. Which has been the problem.
Right. That's why Trevorrow's gone. The two guys from the Lego movie are gone.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because they get uppity and they want to do their own thing.
So that means we can look at Episode 9 in two ways. It's going to be more Episode 7 because Kathleen knows that JJ will follow suit and fall in line. Or now JJ is going to have a little bit more sway because he already proved his worth once.
Right. And it's surprising that you didn't get Rian Johnson to do it because he wrote Episode 8 and there were no reshoots, no bitching. It's just coming out. Straight out. So, you know, he would have been another candidate. Granted, I don't know.
I wonder if this was the plan the whole time. They just dabbled around it to make it news.
It could be. It could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
We're not in the know. We're just inked geeks in a basement.
Studio.
And I don't even have ink. I'm just a guy in a shirt.
I'm just a dude in a shirt.
In a blue shirt in a blue room with a tattooed guy.
It's a red room.
In a red room with blue lights. The fire
I guess it does
rises.
look blue on the camera, doesn't it?
That's right. That's right. What are you talking about? It looks blue. The room?
Yeah.
It is blue. I
On
mean,
the camera?
it's red, but I mean, it's...
Daryl says it's a good blue shirt, though.
You like that blue shirt?
Yeah,
nice
it
shirt.
works. Other than that, there really isn't anything.
Nothing comes to mind.
No. Again, more Destiny 2. The Destiny 2 raid launched this week. I know Daryl's in the chat. I think he's been playing it. Daryl, if you've got any comments on it, then by all means, we'll discuss it. We have a new event that was announced for Heroes of the Storm today, which has an Overwatch-themed event in coming to Heroes of the Storm. It's entering the PTR soon. We don't know... We don't know the date yet for full release, but we know it's entering the PTR. We're getting Junkrat and Ana joining the Heroes roster. We have a new Overwatch map coming out Tuesday, which is Junkertown, which is based in Australia. It is the hometown of Junkrat and Roadhog. Fellow IG Studios co-host, as well as co-host of Overcast, Amy Frost, is super excited for it because Junkrat is her favorite character. Let's see other gaming news-wise. We're about a month away now from Destiny 2 on PC, so people are getting a little bit antsy for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing really major. There was some major news. A long time, like late 1970s, early 1980s mystery has been solved.
I'm so excited.
Mario,
Oh, yes.
the plumber, has nipples.
Yes.
We can all rest easy.
Did not just blow your mind. I mean, really.
Now, hold on a second. This went even further. Okay? Link, in Breath of the Wild, earlier this year. In that game, it's more RPG element. You can remove his clothes to change his armor and stuff. You can also run him around without a shirt on. It was then discovered that Link, the male elf, does not have nipples.
No nipples.
No. So, within that conjecture, it has come to the conclusion of the gaming populace at large that therefore Princess Peach wins by default for Nintendo Girl over Peach or Zelda, because Mario having nipples proves that Peach has nipples. Now, it was brought to my attention that Link isn't human. Therefore, Zelda's not human.
Mm-hmm.
And nipples on the male gender of a species is actually very uncommon. It is very odd that us as males have nipples. That's a very almost a uniquely human trait.
We start as females, that's why.
So because Link isn't human and Zelda isn't human, it is still very possible that Zelda has nipples, which means the debate between Princess Peach and Zelda continues.
Link has nipples. You blew my mind. Link has nipples. Can you milk Link?
Nintendo equals anti-nipple, but Mario's got nipples.
Mario's got some nipples. It's a
me. It's a me, the nipple. That's the show title.
It's a me, tweaking my nipples.
So we've got Mario coming out in a few weeks. Mario. So you just put to bed and then unearthed the same argument in a 3.5 minute period. Yes. Yes, I did. I can't take credit, though. It's something I read online. All right, back to the Destiny 2 raid. I haven't jumped into the raid myself, watched a little, and the feedback seems very good. Trials of the Nine, the new Trials of Osiris, came out today. Also good feedback, especially with moving to the 4v4 format. Cool. I hear they are making some changes to competitive PvP as well to make sure the matches are more balanced. I guess there's a lot of getting stuck against people who just kick your ass right now, which is not fun.
Again, fighting the urge to just go buy that game on Xbox.
It's a lot of fun. I like it. I wish I had more time.
We'll see. I doubt it. I'll probably play it on PC, and that'll be that. But...
Now, you've been dabbling back into WoW, right?
Oh, yeah. That's what I've been playing as well.
Yeah.
I've been trying to catch up now that they've nerfed the requirement for flying and all of that.
How did I not think about the BlizzCon announcement?
Oh, yeah. That's coming right up.
Well, no, not even that, but did you see the virtual ticket stuff?
Fuck no.
Okay, so we've got 2 new mounts for buying the virtual ticket, 2 new flying mounts. We've got for the Alliance, it is basically an Alliance gunship. It's like the ship that Varian crashed into the Broken Isles, the Broken Shore. Cool. Yep. And then the Horde have a flying Zeppelin.
Really?
You get both of those flying mounts for purchasing a BlizzCon virtual ticket. Now, you get the goodie bag, which is a backpack. It's kind of like our bag of holding. The front of the backpack has the Velcro. And then it comes with badges that are Velcro backing, which are badges for all the games.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the CBDs, the cute but deadlies for the Overwatch. And then you can upgrade that to Epic, get more badges and more CBDs. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So if you scroll down on that, that should give you...
I want images. Do I have images?
No, but if you Google it, you'll get images. We'll look it up in the between show if you want. Just gotta... Oh, right there.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. So those? Yes?
Yes, those are your flying mounts. And they look awesome in action. You can see videos of them in action if you go to the official BlizzCon page.
That's cool. Where's this bag? That's what I want to see.
That would be the BlizzCon goodie bag. Yeah.
Ooh, Googie bag. Everything has gone awry.
The Googie bag. 20. Yeah, I don't even tell what year it is. You know what year it is?
Dude, I know everything. I just satiate you by not saying anything.
Bottom left.
That one?
Yeah.
I see.
I think it's pretty cool looking.
I like the patches.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to have that Diablo patch.
Yeah.
Well, all of them, really. I mean...
And then you can spend an extra $25 to get the epic version of that, and it basically doubles everything. Mm-hmm. And it gives you additional badges. It's pretty cool. It's money.
I need them stinking
badges. From what I have seen, they haven't announced any other in-game goodies for any other game. We've got the mounts for WoW. No word on what the card back is going to look like for Hearthstone. No word about the player icons for StarCraft. Skins for Heroes of the Storm. Probably skins or player icons for Overwatch. And we also haven't got word yet if anything is going to be included for Destiny now that Destiny is on the Blizzard launcher.
Right.
So we will see.
I would like to see something from Destiny there, but...
That would be awesome. I would love to have some cross stuff. I tell you, man, that's my biggest thing. And we can kind of end with this unless you had something to say. And I might have said this before. With Destiny being on PC, that's my biggest thing is... I don't care about World War II. It's being done by Sledgehammer. I'm not excited for it. But next year's Treyarch, it's rumored we're getting Black Ops 4. If that is the case, I am super fucking excited. I hope it's on the Blizzard launcher. Because Treyarch always does it justice, and I can't wait. I'm super excited for Call of Duty next year. I mean, whether it's Black Ops 4 or not, it's Treyarch. It's going to be good.
Right. Now, that being on the Blizzard Watcher, is that predicated on Blizzard helping them polish and make the game better?
Exactly, because you can tell that with Destiny, that Blizzard helped polish that game up when you compare it to Destiny 1.
I mean, is Overwatch now the standard of first-person shooters?
For arcade shooters, I don't necessarily... It wasn't the Overwatch team. It was the Diablo team.
Yeah, but it's still Blizzard.
Activision and Bungie do shooters.
Right.
It was the Diablo team.
I hate fucking Halo.
Well, right, but I mean, you may not like the style, but the mechanics are still spot on.
Junk.
Right, but they're spot on.
They're junk.
They're not junk. You just don't like them, like the jetpacks and the low gravity stuff like that. You don't like that, but for what
I do like that. I just don't like it in Halo.
Oh, well then never mind, because forget it.
The whole mythos of Halo is awesome, and then they give you villains that suck.
Oh, I'm talking purely the gameplay.
The gameplay sucks.
Okay. Halo sucks.
Halo sucks.
Then why do you want Destiny? Because Destiny's basically Halo.
No, it's better.
I agree it's better, but it's kind of like Halo 2.0.
Yeah, better.
Okay.
Fuck Master Chief. Fuck him in his green ass.
Yeah, no, I don't like Halo either. I was never a Halo fan.
I mean, essentially, you're killing things over and over and over again that look like Koopas. It's fucking stupid, man. Anyway.
Is that going to do it?
Yeah.
Hold on, Blizzard. No, Daryl. Blizzard did. It is documented that when Destiny 1 was absolutely failing, before the Taken King came out, Blizzard had, Activision and Bungie worked with Blizzard and Blizzard's Diablo 3 team, and basically said, "Can you help us fix our game?" And all the itemization, all the RNG for loot drops, because Activision or Bungie had never done that before. They never worked with it before. And it's documented. You can find internet articles about it. That the Diablo team... No, but I'm saying, so obviously if they worked with them on D1, I'm willing to bet that if they brought in another suit, they might have brought in the Diablo 3 team. I'm willing to bet. I mean, maybe it hasn't been officially announced, but they're working with Blizzard. Why wouldn't they? Blizzard's the top PC gaming company in the world. Why wouldn't you work with them? You have them at your disposal. You own them. It wouldn't make sense to bring in another company that you'd have to pay for. But anyway, whatever. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm a Blizzard fanboy as much as I am an Apple fanboy.
Let's have Blizzard polish Duke Nukem and bring that back to be good. Because I used to love Duke Nukem. I miss Duke Nukem.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
Exactly. And that's ripped off from other shit, but still awesome.
Sure. Do you say, though?
Nukem was great.
You can nuke him in Call of Duty.
Nukem.
Nuka-Cola, Fallout. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just rambling now.
All right.
You can catch All Geeked Up live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/InkedGeekStudios. Contact us on Twitter, Facebook, or via email. All of those links are provided in the show notes. If you enjoy the show and would like to help support All Geeked Up and Inked Geek Studios, please consider going to patreon.com/IG Studios. As little as $1 a month helps support this and other great shows. For Brandon, for myself, and for the rest of IG Studios, thank you all very much for listening, and we will see you next week. You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.